Welcome everybody, Shir number 930. We're learning today L'Refuah Shalem Yisrael ben Rachaleya, L'Nishmas Moshe Doiv ben Rabban Zisel, and L'Nishmas Bla Bas Rab Moshe. Getting back to our malacha of MAKEH B'PATIsh. Okay, so we started talking about clapping and dancing on Shabbos and Yom Tov. We went through the Mechaber. We established the fact that the Mechaber, it says one should not clap and dance in general on Shabbos and Yom Tov. He said if you want to clap, to do it backhandedly, that would be okay. And we also mentioned in the Bir Halacha that even when we say backhanded clapping is fine, Lefi the Mechaber, but that doesn't mean to do all the other things that we spoke about backhandedly. Because in general, to do a Isser, something that's also midrabanan, just to do it backhandedly doesn't make it okay. It was just in this case because we'll see that there is a machloikis over here. Okay, so now comes along the Ramah, and the Ramah says two different ways of learning it. He brings two different shitas. The first one, that those who taka dance and clap, to leave them mutav shiyu shaygim v'aliyu mizaydim. Okay, we're not going to get into that right now. But then he brings a taisvis, and he says the Ramah v'yesh oimim devizman hazer, that there's a shita of taisvis that says that nowadays everything would be okay. In other words, and we'll see what that means in the Mishnah Berurah. The ein anu bekim. Why? The ein anu bekim basiyas clay shir, because we're not professional mechanics for fixing musical instruments. Not even such a mechanic. In those days, way back when, people used to fix their own musical instruments. It was homemade and so on, and these type of things. Today, we don't do these things. We don't go around fixing musical instruments in general and so on. We're not experts in the field and so on. So therefore, says the Ramah, there's no gezerah v'leka lemigzar shema yisaken clay. Sure, we're not afraid somebody's got to fix a musical instrument. The milsad leishchiach is something that you're going to find too often. So it's possible to say that because of this reasoning that we just saw, that there are many who are mekel. Now, in these inyanim. Now, the Mishnah Berurah we mentioned last time also comes straight up and tells us 1 second. Good. There are those who are mekel, taisvis, Ramah brings, and so on. Lahakol bakol. When we said lahakol bakol mekel and everything, it doesn't mean everything. It says the Mishnah Berurah, koe al tipuach v'sipuk v'rika. This only means like clapping and dancing and the like. V'lei al shad dvarim haniskarm b'sif zeh. Not on all the other things. Like you can't go say, well, I'll do a door knocker. It's no problem. There's no error. I could use toys that make noise, even though there's no battery, no electric, but it makes toys. I could use toys that make noise. I'll use a grogger on Shabbos. No, we can't do that. That's not what we're talking about. It says the Mishnah Berurah, and the Mishnah Berurah explains that which the Ramah says, there are those who are mekel. Today, we're dealing with the clapping and the dancing on Shabbos and Yom Tov part of it. And by the way, we did mention last share, that when even the Mechaber, who is more machmir on the clapping, says to do it badly and not to dance and so on. But when it comes to Simchas Torah, then Kavod Torah takes precedence, and we said that was fine as far as clapping and dancing, not to use noisemakers. You can't go using a grogger and these type of things for Simchas Torah, but for Kavod Torah, clapping and dancing was okay. That's what the Mishnah Berurah told us. Now, so comes along the Mishnah Berurah and tells us in Sifkat and Yud, that's what we said, and then he says, even that which we said, the clapping and the dancing, Lefi Toisvis, and where the Ramah brought it was okay. He says, it should be, if it's not b'makom mitzvah, it shouldn't be done. But in b'makom mitzvah, we'll say that it's okay. That which we said that were mekel and taisvis and Ramah, b'makom mitzvah, he said it's okay. More than just Simchas Torah. Simchas Torah, we said Kavod Torah. But over here, he's saying in conjunction with this shita that even b'makom mitzvah it would be okay. Now, we'll see what some of the modern day poskim takasei in general. Let me just go through and how they are looking at these inyanim. Okay, so to start off with the Shmir Shabbos Hilchos in Perek Chav Ches, he says in Ois Lamid Islamet Vav. He says like this: one may not produce a musical or rhythmic sound, even if one uses not an instrument or other object, but merely one's own limbs. Like we said, stop banging a beat and so on, that we're not supposed to do. As where one claps with one's hands, snaps one's fingers, these type of things, if it's in a musical way, can't do it. Okay. By way of exemption, but then he says, in conjunction with what we just saw, by way of exemption, one may produce a sound with one's limbs. Okay, they're going to use their limbs, like with the clapping and the snapping or whatever it is. One may, by way of exemption, one may produce such a sound with one's limbs, number one, in celebration of a mitzvah, when it comes to a mitzvah, or in a manner which one does not usually adopt on the weekday. Like we said, as where one claps on the back of their hands. They'll clap backhandedly, like we saw that was okay, in conjunction with the mechaber. But the first one he brings in conjunction with a mitzvah, it would also be fine, and you would not have to do it kalachiyad, lefi what he's saying. Now, he goes explain, one may clap one's hands, even in the usual way, okay? Let's say it's not in conjunction with a mitzvah, for example. I could do it in the regular, usual way, but not to a specific rhythm, right? You just bang your hands together. Where the aim is for, like we've been talking about, to wake somebody up, in a case whereby they ask you to wake them up, where you're allowed to wake them up, like we said, right, to wake someone up who's sleeping, or to silence a talkative assembly, right? People are talking, you want to get them quiet. So we said you're allowed to bang on the table, you're allowed to bang on a bottle, you're allowed to bang your hands together. So we said all that would be fine. I also saw it brought down. We'll try and quote it inside, but sometimes people daven, they bang their hands together, not in a rhythm. They just out the hislavus of the davening. They'll bang their hands together. With the having high kavanas, intense kavanas, I should say, not high kavanas, intense kavanas in the davening. That's also fine. You're not playing a beat. You're not playing a rhythm. Number one. Number two. That's alt mitzvah altogether. But that bechlal is not even the gay. Even without mitzvah, that would be fine. Okay, so those cases are no problem. Okay, so then Rav Moshe brings down, the Nigris Moshe brings down the Chuvin Arachaim Chelik Beis, actually, Arachaim Chelik Beis, Imin Kuf. So he says, Lamais, he says two important things. He says, number one, in conjunction with that which we just saw in the Ramah, that Balzad Nahu Gula Hakal V'chein Roin Anu Shaharba Yereim Shleimim Rakdim B'Shabbos Yom Tov. That we see that real Erlicha people are taka dancing on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Again, we're not talking about Simchas Torah, which we said was a higher level of Kavod Torah. So we see people do it. L'maisa Rav Moshe ends off in the tshuva at the end, but he does say, Aval Kevon Shamachaber Polig, that since we did see that the Machaber is taka argues, and Machaber says better not to do it. V'tam and Machaber argues and does not go with the, like we mentioned from Taisvis, who said that today the whole thing would not apply in reference in conjunction with clapping and dancing. V'tam Taisvis saying so in other words, a Baal Nefesh, he says a Baal Nefesh should try and be machma. Aval, but he does end off Aval Ladina Hachazina and Shemakilim. Lamaisa Medina, says Rav Moshe, and Aseret Medina, it is mutter the way we see it's brought down. Baal Nefesh, there is an Indian to be machmir. Okay, we'll try and finish it off next year, Mitzvah Hashem. But Lamaisi, you do see, sometimes you go to shul. I just want to end off with this: that many times you go to shul, you see some people are clapping backhanded. Some. I remember once a major Paisik in Klal Yisrael used to clap regular that I used to see, and he wasn't sort of so much on the Hasidic side, if you want to say, and he clapped regular. I see others, mamish, tremendous Talmid Chacham clapping backhanded. So. There are those go this way, go that way. Lemaisa, there's room to be makel all across the board. We see, but next year we'll try and finish it off, Lemaisa, and then move on from there. Thank you for listening. Aslach and bracha kol tov.